Testing. I should have audio. Why is this chair not bent backwards? Jesus, there's like 5 levers. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Yes. Alright, now we're comfy. Fucking desk is too high. My face is too huge. Jesus Christ. What är disaster? Alright. Apparently I went live ages ago, which I did not realize. But hey people, here's another random unannounced rigging stream. Last time I didn't have time to finish the fingers. I did that off stream, more of the same as the end of the last stream, so didn't want to show that. Or more like I didn't mind that you guys would miss out on that, because it's just fingers. There's 5 of them. It's too many to show. And the timeline has changed because Snow needs to be animatable by the end of today, which is fine, because I mean, being animatable doesn't mean that much. I mean, he's already animatable, you know. Oh yeah, I mean, okay, his legs maybe shouldn't do that ideally. So like stuff like that we want to fix, but we don't need a face. So, because obviously that would not be a one-day job, but for example, it would be nice if rotating his face didn't make his chest do that and stuff like that. So anyways, we just need to make him ready for some very basic animation that doesn't have to look good, but it should function. And like some things should be final, like the position of joints and stuff like that. So that's the goal for today. And there's a lot of things going on in chat already. Welcome everybody. As before, I'll try to read chat every now and then, but the technology is bad and the chat sometimes like jumps around for me. So sometimes I read things out of order, but I try to catch up on everything. All right, let's go. So what am I doing? So let's see, for example, if the arms are bending in the right way. Good enough, I guess. Is it? Yeah, good enough, I guess. And then that the head functions, which we saw earlier was being a bit funky. So I enable my deform bones, hop into weight paint mode and check out what's going on here. And it's a disaster, so I'll just remove those weights. There you go. And then his chin is also up to some funky things. Oof. I mean, yeah, let's just give his head some more weights. Of course, eventually he's going to have a jawbone, which is going to make this area a whole lot more interesting and complicated, but for now we don't worry about that. We just want to make it barely functional for some early animation tests, which will be animated by Pablo Fournier and maybe Rick, I guess. There you go. I guess that's better. Is it? Whatever, man. This doesn't have to be good. Who cares? You know what? Once you slap corrective smooth on it, it's gonna look beautiful. Look. It's perfect. I don't know who implemented corrective smooth, but they're genius. Absolute genius. What am I doing? Okay, whatever. So that's the head. Nee. Just gotta blur some weights. I should paint with corrective smooth off though most of the time, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Hey Danny. I'm a live streamer now. I'm a proper zoomer. You know? You can't be a part of this generation without some live streaming experience, I reckon. Jeez. Why am I still messing with this when I already said that it's pointless? I don't know. But look, now it's better. Isn't this clearly superior to what we had 10 seconds ago? Yes, yes it is. Okay, so I can see that the neck also has like this weird fall off and affecting the chest and everything, but let's see how that looks when I try to twist the head. Okay, so it's already not good because the neck should be twisting along with it, so something is wrong here. So like, where's my neck stretching bone? Come on, there you go. Bendy bones and handle doesn't exist. That's very not good. That is not supposed to happen at all. Ah, it's probably just a bug. We're just gonna ignore it for now, and I'll write it down maybe in a sec, but this should fix it. There you go. Yeah, let me write that down. So I ran into a couple of bugs last time on stream. Those should be fixed, but apparently not fixed enough, because this was related to one of the bugs, and I think while fixing that, I broke something else. Who can relate? Oh, who's that I'm hearing? Everybody who ever coded anything? Where do I want to go? Git. Cloud rig. To do. Connect parent chain rig. Removes the and handle of the last deform bone of the parent rig. I know that sentence doesn't make sense to anybody else, but to me it does, so it's fine. Okay. So let's see this neck twist. I mean, it looks not good, but it's fine, we'll fix it. How do we fix it though? We get rid of this mess. Oh, wait a minute. Oh god, I might have a... Okay, so I just found out that I've been painting this whole time without symmetry. Doesn't matter. Whatever, man. This is all temporary anyways, okay? But ideally, when you have a symmetrical character, you would want to paint with symmetry. But hey, next time. Let me slap some keyframes down. Oh, Jesus. Please. Keyframes. To twist this head for me. These other keyframes are from the previous stream for the finger testing. And now we're gonna add some for head testing. Just like RY 90. And reset and RY minus 90 just to be sure that it's symmetrical. And reset, that's enough for me. And then we can just come here and see what's going on with Alt mouse wheel. We'll kind of see what's going on, but see if this is set to wireframe display. That doesn't help actually. I thought that would help. Only in solid view. Okay, whatever. It's just a bit in the way and I can't see what I'm doing, but I'll just shrink it down. There we go. I mean, okay, we can give some influence to the chest up here. That should be good. But in the long term, of course, this would probably need some shape keys because he has quite a bit of anatomy here, but quite a bit of topology. So he could use some, I mean, look at this mess. That's not good. That's not how you neck, right? I don't know what happened to the weights here. Oh dear. Whatever, we'll fix it. This should all belong to this bone. Okay, but oh, but front faces only. Hello. Whatever. Sphere fall off then. Can we use Face It add-on for face rigging? I don't know that add-on, sorry. Man, those are some segments on that neck bone. Yeah, I don't know why there's so many, but as far as I know, it doesn't have significant effect on performance. The bendy bone segments number, that is. But it also doesn't bring much of a deformation benefit beyond a certain point, so it's just whatever. I thought the chin raises up as the head rotates. Yes, I guess that should be what's happening now. I mean, the chin is part of the head, I guess, so that should be the case. Okay, we got some hella chest influence going on here. This blur brush is pathetically weak. Ew. That's not looking too good, huh? Okay, we gotta mess with the shoulders. Oh, Jesus. It's a catastrophe. Oh dear. Okay, so let me select all three of these bones, and you can see that they don't add up to an influence of 1 on these verts, which is odd, which means that some random ass bone, yes, I can swear, some random ass bone has influence on this, which is not good, but we just do this, and then that should be gone. And that made no difference at all. Awesome. I mean, yeah, like this disaster is probably not gonna get fixed right now, because I think that will require a shape key or something smart at least. I mean, the issue is that the bone's direction doesn't line up with the edge loops. Maybe I could fix that. Yeah. Because the head, when the head twists, it shouldn't be twisting on this axis anyways. So that is to say, like, the edge loops are correct. The only reason that the neck bone is bending forward like this, well, it's not for a good reason, basically. But that does mean that the deformation that I get from the bendy bone bending, or the bendy bone twisting, is crap. So to fix that, I'm gonna disconnect this head, and I'm gonna make this neck straighter and aligned with the edge loops. And then we will do something weird, probably. The head bone could also be straighter, I reckon. Just for the sake of when the animator twists the head bone, they probably expect it to be aligned with the world, you know, so that the character doesn't end up looking left and up or right and down at the same time, but only left and only right. So we want a straight head bone. We want a neck bone that aligns with the edge loops. But then we will still want the head bone to twist the neck, which I'm not sure how I'm gonna. I mean, I know how I'm gonna do it, but I don't know if it's gonna work the first try. Did you use mirror in the fingers weight painting? Yeah, no, maybe not. Shit. Well, I meant to, but apparently it was turned off, so I'll have to fix that at some point. Oops. Good point. Why are these shoulder bones messed up? Were those messed up before? Probably. Let me fix that as well while I noticed it, or since I noticed it. Except, yes. So this is plus x. That's not good. Pardon me. This should be minus x, and they should be smaller. This should also be smaller. We regenerate. There we go. Shoulder bones looking fine. Now I remind myself what I was doing, which was the next stuff. So, okay. So that neck is not a bendy bone anymore because this is disabled, which made sense with the old setup, but not anymore. So we do this, regenerate. Why did the bone orientation matter if the child bones are not connected? The orientation of the neck matters for me to get the axis of the twisting from the bendy bone, which is this twist. I don't know why this neck segment has so many segments. Let me fix that. Yeah, I don't know why this is on max. So the twisting of this bendy bone actually matters for the deformation. So I want that twisting to line up with the edge loops when the head is twisted, which is now the case. And I guess this is less disastrous, but it's still true that this will need a shape key to make this nice, I think. Because yeah, human necks are just a bit more subtle than this, I reckon. Which is actually kind of interesting. But anyways, let's try to set this up. So when the head twists, now of course the neck does not twist. And that's because this bone that drives the end of the neck is not hooked up to the bone that drives the head. But it's easy enough to fix. We just copy paste this bone name and create a bone here. Actually, I think we don't even need to do that in latest Cloud Rig. Maybe I will try to do it without creating extra bone. So what I want to do, I'll just do it on the real rig for the sake of showing what I'm doing, even though I'm sure nobody can make out what this mess is anyways. But so I have the end of the neck selected here, and I want to add, I'll do the slow way. Geez, I don't know the slow way. Copy rotation to, I don't know why there's 1,000 empties in this thing. I don't know why there's a rain rig in this thing. So I want to copy the rotation of FK head in local space, only on the y-axis completely. So there you go. Now when I rotate the head, it rotates the end of the neck, which is what you want, because the head is the end of the neck. So to do that in a way that I can regenerate the rig without losing that, I go to the meta rig and add a similar constraint, copy rotation, and this can just target the generated rig, I think. Local except in the name, I want to put tail dash, which is a thing in CloudRig that should move this constraint to the stretch control at the end or at the tail of this bone. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's try. Okay, I see. That's not good. Make constraint is override data from copy rotation constraint is read only. Well, that's new. Tempted to fix that right now. Ah. Bone.py 693. Let's do it. Let's do it. Features bone.py 693. I think I have a list of properties already that are excluded. Is it this one? 693 make constraint con type con info. It's totally this. So what's the name of this thing? Is override data. I don't know what that flag is, but I'm assuming it's new. It's a new read-only flag in 3.1 or something. Or whatever. So CloudRig is trying to write it because it doesn't know what it is. And it reads it. Okay, this should be fine. And then we reload scripts. Actually, wait. Is this linked? I don't think this is linked. So let me copy this, come to my Blender preferences. Is it linked? Maybe it is linked. It is, perfect. Then we should be able to just reload scripts, regenerate, and probably get a different error. Okay, it's stuck. Oh. Or we get the same error. Life is pain. Well, where is that thing coming from? This doesn't make no sense. Did it not reload the scripts? I bet that's what it is. Some error in screencast keys. That's not a good sign, but just in case that messes it up, let me disable screencast keys. I'm not using it anyway. There we go. Scripts have been reloaded. Wait. Oh, I'm on full screen. Okay. Go. How much will my CloudRig usage be impaired if I don't use any constraints relinking? It won't be impaired. But it's just a way to get like control over minute things, you know, like this stuff, and like to be able to do like very specific things. Like this is quite specific. But you can also use cloud tweak metarig instead of constraint relinking, and you can get the same result just with some more bones. But maybe that way it's cleaner or maybe it feels cleaner to you, is underscore override underscore data is attempting to be written. But why? I am deleting it from the constraint info before I try to write the constraint info. So therefore it should not be getting written. Let's print. Let's print the constraint info. If I can't fix this, then I'll just use Cloud Tweak. But I mean, I feel like the scripts are just not being reloaded properly because it's not printing anything. So I'm still running the old version. Why is that? Let's try turning it off and back on again, guys. That has never failed me. Can you please give me some advice on educational materials considering mesh deformations, but with caveat that these deformations will be exported from Blender into Unity or maybe a workflow? Rigging for games, basically. I don't know anything specific. I know very little tutorials, unfortunately, in general. Yeah, I'm not sure, sorry. But I know that you want to basically avoid anything that relies on bendy bones. And depending on Unity's capabilities, which I'm not familiar with, you might even want to stay away from bone stretching and stuff like that. At least you definitely want to stay away from things that would rely on non-uniform scale, but I don't think there's a lot of those things. But yeah, I'm not too sure, sorry. I'm going crazy here. I'm in Blender 3.1, right? 3.1.0. This is my computer. This is scripts folder, Rigify Cloud Rig. Did I save? There's an asterisk here when I don't save, so I saved. Okay, what if I delete the Cloud Rig folder? That should mean that there is no Cloud Rig. Yes. Whoa. Right. I don't know why I'm getting those errors, but that worked. Which still means that I'm going crazy. So it's make constraint. That's the place where the error is being raised. But this print never gets printed. Why not? Your voice is too low. Testing. Yeah, I guess. Testing. This might be a bit louder, let me know. But it's also probably way too ASMR. Can I boost it from OBS? Nope. It's already max. Well, I'll just talk louder, how about that? Lots of errors. Nah, it's just one error, but it doesn't make sense to me. How on earth am I not printing anything? Wait, because I'm stupid? Yes. 664. I'm in completely the wrong place. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, okay, I am very stupid. There you go. Come on. This will be the one. Okay, we have a dependency cycle, but other than that, everything's fine. Or is it? Arg. Okay, so if we take a few steps back, apparently the whole, wait. No, never mind. Where did the constraint even go? It must have gone somewhere. Dzadik always puts it somewhere. Or not. Alright, we go back to plan A, which is that we create a bone that we name identically to this bone, str-tip-neck. Then we assign this the cloud tweak rig type. Then we grab this constraint. Then we remove it from there. We get rid of that. And now we make sure we don't mess up the transforms. Okay, yeah, it's just constraints and locks, whatever. So now this constraint should be moved to this neck bone, which is what I want. And this neck bone is moving his eyebrows, whatever. Right. I'm still getting dependency. Okay, nothing is working the way I want. Today is going to be a rough day. Oh, okay, the constraint is here. It's just lost its target. That's still sad, but there's always the other way. The weird way of doing things. Which is with that add symbol. I don't know why the other way doesn't work. It should. Cloud rig. Buggy mess. Why are the prints still there? Didn't I reload scripts after I removed the prints? Whatever. I guess I didn't. Still not working. Okay, now I'm annoyed. Oh, I'm dumb. This is not. I don't want it to target itself. I want it to target FK head. Okay, there you go. Beautiful. Look at it. We get back into full screen. We are done with the debugging. Now the neck twists along the edges, which is still yucky here. But don't look there. Look at the front. The front looks better. Okay. I know nobody's losing their mind over how amazing this looks, but it's better than what we had before. And the goal for today was to make it usable, not amazing. And I would say this is usable. I'm sure the animators are going to disagree with where the head pivot is. But they'll disagree with each other too, so whatever. Alright, shoulders. Let's smooth things out. Let me make sure that I still have symmetry. Yes, I do. And then undo this. Okay, no more front faces only. We want to paint across this mesh. That was maybe a bit too much smoothing, but why is this brush so strong? Gentle. Be gentle. There you go. Good enough. Armpit. Me. Let me disable IK. Dude. I'm not gonna fix that, but I want to write it down. Wow. Well, okay, to be fair, the error that I thought I had earlier was not an error. Everything there was working as intended. I was just stupid. So we only found 2 errors so far. And we fixed 1 already, so this is fine. This is just average day so far. But where's the thing that I want to do? Apparently IKFK snapping is broken again, at least on snow. Whatever, we don't need the button. We have sliders. Sliders are perfectly fine. I just want to lower his arm because you see that is not good. That there is not good at all. That the mesh is going inside his chest. Oh, but I guess I didn't do anything on his arm at all. I'll do that real quick. I just want these weights to be more harsh because I'm using bendy bones. So I can rely on the bendy bones for the deformation fall off instead of relying on the weights. So the weights can be harsh, although this elbow is obviously going to need some special treatment because it has plenty of anatomy. But I won't worry about that right now. I just want some strong, harsh weights. Because even though those weights are so harsh, with the bendy bones, it works fine, as you can see, which is good. I am curious how the elbow bends. I mean, yeah, it's a disaster. I'll try to make it a little bit less of a disaster, but this will need tons of work later. There you go, a little bit less of a disaster. Eek, 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 eek. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay, and then of course if we want to get fancy, then we can do all kinds of like muscle reaction stuff here, because yeah, but not now. Armpit, that's where we were. Let's go from the back of him. Random rogue weights. I guess we can have that mesh move a little bit towards himself. This looks just a bit too much. Okay, you know what? Let me just remove a bunch of weights here and then add it back. I feel like that will be easier in this case for some reason. Just isolate the relevant bones. And then just get rid of all of these weights. So I think this should be all shoulder. This edge loop. Or upper arm, I should say. Hi Demeter, I was wondering why you use hinge as a naming convention instead of like follow arm, for example, in the FK settings. I came here to the Blender studio, and that's what they were using, hinge, so that's what I stuck to. I think it probably originated from Blendrig, so you would have to ask Pablo, Juan Pablo. Is it middle name that you prefer? Is there something deeper on that decision? It's just history, legacy stuff. I also don't have a better suggestion for, like, I don't like your suggestion either. Follow arm. No idea what that means. A hinge, when I think of a hinge, it's like a door hinge. So I can kind of see the relation, but yeah, I feel like there's just no proper vocabulary for this in the realm of rigging that everybody agrees on. At least I'm not aware. How can we improve rig using Python? Well, you would probably want to improve your workflow using Python, whether it's rigging or anything else, because you can automate stuff. That's all there is to it. You can, instead of, why press many buttons when you can press few buttons and let the computer do the rest? That's the idea with Python. Can you please enable to show on the screen which keyboard button you're pressing? No. I could, but all of my shortcuts, every single one of them are custom, and screencast keys doesn't seem to be working from what I saw in the console. Yeah. Font size in property could not register. So sorry, screencast keys is currently broken. Once that's fixed, then I can show my buttons. But what I'm using for the most part is 1, 2, 3 to switch between add, subtract, and blur. Shift F for strength, F for radius, grave key for this pie menu, which doesn't work because my keyboard is crap. Oh god, I literally cannot bring up that pie menu without dropping it. But anyways, yeah, grave key, control space for full screen. I don't know, I do use a lot of shortcuts, but all of them are custom anyways. So I don't know how much it helps when screencast keys is on. But yeah, I would normally turn it on, but it's broken in latest daily build. Sorry. All right, let's see this armpit going down. Woof, but this is fine. This was the plan. We add the weights back. I should have put down some keyframes for, you know what, let's do it. Let's do it. So there's a keyframe here. And then give me a keyframe like 45 degrees. Then, I mean, yeah, 90 degrees, I guess. Even though it's gonna look like a disaster for now. Then back to 0, and then up by 45. Well, up by not much. 30. And back to default. There we go. Block, block. Oh, I mixed it together with the head keyframes. I'll fix it. What? Wait, what? Oh, right, this belongs here. There we go. Okay, so the shoulder to affect that area a bit as well. I mean the clavicle, and by that area I mean these two edge loops. Oops. That's gonna make my life a whole lot easier, I think. Even one more. Not that though. Okay, we can go down to 45 degrees now without clipping. That's probably as far as we're gonna get without shape keys. And that's fine. For now. Ooh, chat ran away with me. I mean, from me. Let's see if I can scroll up without it jumping around. If you're from Russia, your English is so good. I'm from Hungary. Close enough, I guess. We must have Russian genes because everyone says that I look Russian. Thank you for showing great live streaming. And what's the difference between BlendRig and CloudRig? BlendRig is a rigging system made by Juan Pablo. That is a rig that you can adjust your character's proportions. And then there's like some scripts involved to unbreak things, and it's very versatile and has a lot of moving parts. So yeah, it's nice. It's his system. And CloudRig is a procedural rig generation system where you can slap parts on to the rig, like, you know, if you wanted to rig a spider with BlendRig, you couldn't, because BlendRig is just for human rigs. But it's like a more complex, more advanced human with more options. And CloudRig is more about just being able to rig any kind of creature with it, I guess. So you can rig a spider with CloudRig. You look like you are in a lot of pain. That's just tricking for you. How do you normalize the weights? I have auto normalize enabled. All right, but you guys don't have this menu. Auto normalize is, you say I look like I'm in pain, but don't I sound like I'm in pain? Because I hear myself and I sound like I'm in pain, but I'm not. It's just my voice. Where is the thing that I wanted to show? Oh, it's in options, auto normalize. Ensure all bone deforming vertex groups add up to 1.0 while painting. So that's how I normalize. How do I make my own rig types for CloudRig or Rigify? You would have to implement them in Python and suffer through the error hunting that I just did, except instead of doing it for 5 minutes, you would have to do it for like 2 years. Plus the time that it takes to learn Python, so 4 years. Are there any classes or workshops for rigging you'd recommend? I don't know, man. All of them. I don't want to play favorites. You just go on YouTube, you search for Blender rigging tutorial, and I love everybody that you will find. And all my love goes out to them. Well, actually, okay, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of tutorials, as in, I don't watch tutorials. But at some point, for a job-related duty, or work-related duty, I had to watch the series that we have on the Blender Cloud, made by Nathan Vagdal a long time ago, which I think was in 2.79. And that series, I only watched like 20 minutes of it, and it's quite long, but it was so good. Like the way Nathan explained matrix math, which is the 10 minutes that I was looking at, that was like, holy shit, a new world when it comes to explaining things. It was the best explanation of mathematics that I've ever seen. So yeah, if you find videos from Nathan, watch those. Guy knows what's up. Can I get a PC with integrated graphics for rendering? Will I get decent performance? Very low on budget, can't afford GPU. I don't do a lot of rendering, bro, but I mean, depends on how you define decent. Yeah, I mean, I think you could be fine. It could be usable. It can definitely be usable, for sure. It's not going to be fast. It's going to be 5 times slower than like a computer that costs twice as much. So that's harsh, but it can be definitely usable still. Unless you want to be like a lighting artist, then you need a good PC. I'm sorry, but if you just want to light a shot every now and then, it's fine. I tried doing Blender for the first time, trying the donut, but I messed up in mesh and gave up. Hope I'll start in the next vacation again. Yeah, try again, bro. If you couldn't do the donut, try the chair. Andrew Price's chair tutorial. I haven't watched it because, again, I don't watch tutorials. But just on a conceptual level, the stuff that you would need to learn for the donut, a lot of it seems unnecessary. Like, I don't know exactly how much of the stuff that he does. I did watch maybe the original donut, the 2.7 donut. And like knowing how to use particle systems and liquid simulations and stuff, that's a complete waste of time. Modeling a chair, I think that is incredibly useful, because if you can model a chair, then you can model anything. Whereas if you can model a donut, like, I don't think you can do that much with that. Like, you learned particles, great. You learned how to use a 35-year-old system, and you still can't do anything with it. Are you going to be rigging the face in this series? In this series, yes, but not today. Not today at all. But in this series, yes. And actually, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I might do it the same way that I did the sprite fright characters, which is like a big mess, but at the same time, like, that's just face rigging. It's always a big mess. Or at least I'm not good enough to not make it into a big mess. Especially when I have 5 animators shouting their demands at me, then it's just going to become a big mess. Or I could try to make it like work with the mesh gizmo selection stuff, which I think is something I want to do. But even within that, there's different ways to do it. Like, I could make it shape key based, which I don't think I want to do. I've never done it, so it would be interesting to have that experience, but I don't think that's something that will ever work for us, because it just takes too much time, and we don't have that kind of budget. And also, it's like, you know. I'm happy with these armpits, by the way. We can go down to like 80 degrees without it looking like absolute disaster. And then beyond that, it's whatever. Like, this needs much special technology, which is fine. Like, going down this far, I think, is good enough for now. It does bump out a whole lot. But again, that's something that we would fix with shape keys. Maybe we can make it a bit better. Is this better? I have no idea. No, this is probably worse, but whatever. We'll keep trying. Eek! Eek, 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 eek. Okay. This is rough. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. Now we pull it back down. Is this better than before? Oh god, wait, no it's not. Ah, crap. I mean, you should probably just have preserve volume off. Then it's fine, of course. Yeah, whatever. I'll just... God, it's so bad. I'll fix it later, guys. But not like Blender development, fix it later, like real fix it later, okay? Oh god. I'm sorry, this is the least worst we can do for now. And that is a disaster. Don't rig shoulders like that. But we gotta move on. Haha, see? This is worse. This is more worth our time, okay? Holy moly. Didn't I just fix this? Oh, I guess when I was messing with the shoulders, I messed this up big time. Okay, this is fine. Front faces only. Select the bones that I'm gonna be touching and isolate them. This shouldn't destroy the way the shoulder behaves very much, so it's fine. Do I want the shoulders to have an effect all the way down there? Yeah, whatever. Just give it spaghetti weights. I mean, why not? Shoulders are huge. This is fine. So let's it's an improvement, okay? Ugh. I mean, whatever. Just don't break his back, right? This could be interesting tech for some of you, by the way. Like, if you see how this thing is working, that's not something I've seen from other rigs. It's something we came up with here in the studio back when rigging Rain. Sorry, I'm touching the microphone. So the pivot point of this control is at the center of a bendy bone, and the control itself only owns the end control of the bendy bone. So yeah, so you get this kind of bending. It's like very smooth, kind of, maybe too smooth. Only downside is that the bone becomes shorter as it bends more, which you can see when you bend 180 degrees. Then the bone becomes, well, 0. But don't bend any bone 180 degrees. And you could correct for this if you wanted with a child bone that does like a transformation like this when you bend backwards. Which is something I think I did on Rain. But yeah, I haven't bothered for Sprite Fright. Maybe we will bother with Snow, but not right now. Let's just do the next spine, which already seems pretty good. Wait, no, it does not look good. So just like I was doing with the arms, I want harsh weights on the spine because I want the deformation fall off to come from the bending of the bendy bones rather than the fall off of the vertex weights itself. I mean, it can be both, but I want to use the bending of the bendy bones as much as possible. Do I not have accumulate? Oh my goodness. That's why I've been feeling so awkward today, painting. Even though I only started using accumulate not so long ago, but it's nice. Do not have to click over and over again. Okay, so I just made this verse. It's always good. Maybe we will have to rely a little bit on some vertex group fall off shenanigans. That's better, I guess. Yikes. Oh, yikes. Oh, dear, yikes. That's not looking too good. That's not looking good at all. I shouldn't have had front faces only on this whole time. Then I have to be very careful with how I angle my camera. My viewport, I should say. Why is this such a disaster? Bit too much anatomy going on here. Oh, of course, yeah, because I'm trying to bend on the belly button. Ah, yikes. Okay, I might be tempted to change the position of the bones for the sake of that. To be exactly at the belly button instead of just roughly. So let's try that. So here I am on my meta rig and I'm gonna lift this up just a little bit. So it's kind of more in line with this. With this edge loop, I mean. Speaking of edge loops, maybe I bring this more forward as well to line up, to be more parallel with the edge loops surrounding it. Yeah, this is fine, just small tweaks. Let's try that. Let's see the chat. The eyeballs have displaced for some reason. Yeah, I noticed that. I was wondering about it, but meh. Yeah, I'll check. I think you have to watch video reference of muscles to make the same, I guess. I mean, yeah, for sure. If you were wanting to rig a character like properly. But here I'm just doing a quick and dirty thing. Because this character needs to be usable by the end of the day. At least that's what I have promised people. It doesn't have to be good, just usable. This is all temporary stuff that I'm doing here. So our animators can start animating snow and testing out stuff. Then it's gonna need so much iteration anyways that there's not too much point in burning too much time in the first version. It's like you gotta get a prototype going as soon as possible. Okay. I still don't have too much faith that this belly button is gonna bend well, but let's see. Nope, not that one. Wait, what? Who am I? I was wrong. It's perfect. That small tweak to the bone position made a world of difference. That's good. I mean, okay, I know this doesn't look amazing. Okay. But the belly button was intact, okay? As opposed to completely collapsing in on itself, right? Which is what it was doing before. Like, don't look at the friggin' hips. I didn't touch those yet, okay? But let's do that, actually. I wanna kill IK. My eyes are dry. I need to blink more. I said I would fix the eyes. Whatever happened here? It's kind of worrying, to be honest. Did I just grab them and move them or something? Oh no, when the head position changed. And those things are bone parented, which means that they're thingy maths and stuff became not good. I know that made a lot of sense. They are bone parented, which means they rely on an inverse matrix being stored, and that inverse matrix was no longer accurate when I changed the transformations of the head bone at the beginning of the stream. Now it should be correct. Now you just gotta parent them back to the head bone. Not Demeter rig, but the rig. Parent to bone. There we go. I guess that's how it was before. Maybe not, though. There's some gap. Well, it's good enough for now. Towards the end, I'll check with the original version of the model before I started rigging to see if I messed anything up. For now, it's whatever. Okay. Hips. Oh! Haha! Yeah, see? That is not how you hips. Not at all. Oh no. But hey, that's what we're here for, okay? Holy Jesus. Okay, so let's just make some keyframes, because it's gonna be needed anyways. So we start here. Then we do just straight up 90 degrees. Oops. Jeez. X, Z, 90, minus 90. Oh dear. Oh, that is rough. He is not having a good time. Then reset. Then X minus 90. Then reset. Then X positive, not 90, but like 60. Reset, and then we can also test the twist just to be sure. What is... I messed up the position of the keyframes again. Okay, I want to start here. How much twisting do we allow? Like 80. 80 is pretty extreme, I would say, so it should be fine. I'm only on one bone. Where's my symmetry at? Oh. Oh, I'm just dumb. There we go. We can do inverts as well, even though that's probably not going to tell us much. I don't want to do 80 inverts. 60. There we go. Okay, we got some keyframes. Let's read chat. Hello, diameter. Close enough. Nathan Vrangdahl taught me everything I know about quaternions. Close enough. Can you please tell me why nodevember streams are stopped? Are they available for Blender Cloud users? I think Simon is just super busy with stuff. I'm not sure. Would have to ask him. Hey, hope you're doing well. Are you going to be digging the face? Yes, I answered already. Not in this stream, but in the future, yes. I made an owl. Congratulations. Sorry to ask again, can you read my comment? Nodevember live streams, please. I don't know when Nodevember live streams are happening, sorry. I'll tell Simon that people have been asking in the chat about Nodevember live streams. I will put pressure on him. Eyeballs, yes, that's fixed. Demeter, is there step-by-step full character tutorial for Blender like from the Sprite Fright? I really like the characters from Sprite Fright. You can look around on our channel. I wouldn't say there's a full thing. The closest thing we'll have to that will be snow. The modeling and sculpting and shading of snow was made into a tutorial by Julian Kaspar. I think that's on our YouTube channel. Or not a tutorial, rather he did all of this stuff on live stream, or most of that stuff at least on live stream. So yeah, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, because there's like 20 hours of content, so it might be rough. These kind of videos are more addictive than ASMR. Thank you. I also appreciate that you are here. Someone please help. I really want to use Blender, but an OpenGL stuff pops up as an error. What do I do? This is not the place, man. This rig is going to be as good as Rain rig or not? I mean, it should be similar to Rain, and like you would expect that I should be able to confidently say, yeah, the face rig is totally going to be better than Rain, of course, because I'm much more experienced now at rigging. But actually, I'm going to be, I think, possibly quite experimental with the face. So hopefully as good as Rain. Man, rigging is such a long ruling process. Yep. Do rogue weights come from using auto normalize? Yes, I think so. I'm not sure, honestly. Rogue weights they are just magic. Rigging without any add-on is more useful and informative. No, it's not. Stick to English, please, guys. The add-ons that I'm using are all free, so there's no reason not to use them. So your point is very, very moot, my friend. They are also in the description. Ooh. I should use Ellie's hip tech. Actually. Well, let's do some very minimal damage control here. Real quick. Oh dear. Get those vertices out of there. Ah! Okay, so. Oh dear. So the way Ellie's hips worked in Sprite Fright is that there was an extra bendy bone here. God damn it. Dude, grease pencil, hello? I mean, am I crazy or what? Not grease pencil, sorry, annotations. That's a different thing now. So it works as long as I... Oh, dear God. I am sure this design makes sense on some level, guys. I'm sure. Oh, because I have Julian's annotation set up. Get out of here. There we go. Default. It still disappears. I give up. So there was a bone here and here. And there was a bendy bone connecting those two bones. And the bone up here was parented to the hip. And the bone down here was parented to the thigh. So when the thigh would move, the bendy bone would bend to manage this area. Poof. This time it didn't disappear. If somebody can tell me how to use annotations, go ahead. Because I am so confused. Why did that one disappear? Why? I assume that's a bug. I hope to the good Lord baby Jesus that's a bug. I made the jump animation in Blender, but characters is not jumping in Unity 3D. What do I do about that? Make him jump in Unity 3D. Yeah, that's pretty much what you want to do. That's completely the right answer. If it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, just make it do what it's supposed to do. Jokes aside, I don't know why you would expect me to know anything about Unity. I never touched Unity in my life. Sorry. Okay. Do I go for that tech right now? Or do I just leave it like this? How much time do I have? A decent amount. Okay, tell you what, for a start, we need to fix this mess in the center, which I would do anyways. So let's just start with that. So for that, I want a new bone here. It's just gonna be a single individual bone. It would be nice to make the naming convention compatible with, or well, match with Ellie. So let me open her real quick. That sounds a bit wrong. Let me open her file real quick. Much better, much better. And oh, frick! We don't have the Sprite Fright repository on this computer, do we? No, I think we do. Well, the question is where. Media? No. We have it somewhere. We have it in the same place where the snow is. Media data. Okay. Yeah, no. Data? Crap. Okay, we don't have Sprite Fright SVN, but that's fine. I just hop on. Oh, I should have done it on this screen so you guys can see. Studio.blender.org. Damn it. Come on, dude. There we go. And then if you go to characters and then Ellie, you can download Ellie, which is pretty convenient for me because I want to look at her rig. Come on. There we go. What? Jesus Christ. I swear, technology was a mistake. Okay. So here we have Ellie. And so to make her deformations work good, there's a helper bone in here somewhere. This one? Not that one? Yes, it is this one, I think. Hip underscore center, that's what it's called. So that's what we're gonna call this. Hip underscore center. Perfect. And that has, if I go to the actual bone, an armature constraint between the left and right thigh and something else. Okay, so it's halfway to the hips, quarter to the left and right, also hips. Oh, which is the helper bone. Oh! Fine. Then we'll do the setup. Let's do it. We'll do the whole shebang. We have a bone here called hips.l. And then well, not yet. We don't symmetrize it yet. First we set it up. Because this is a cloud underscore chain. With tip control, bend this stuff. Sharp sections, no. Smooth spline. I don't think so. Aha. Create the form controls. I don't think we need that, to be honest. I don't think anybody used it. So that's fine. And about the placement. Let's see roughly where is this. Although, let me get rid of the fanny pack because I can't see a damn thing. Go. And so it's quite low. Is it? Something like this, probably. It's probably gonna end up being different for snow anyways, so whatever, let's just try something. And how far does it go down? Pretty far. Okay, let's try something like this. You are the creator of CloudRig because you are the rigger of rain, isn't it? Yes, that's correct, but those two things are only vaguely, distantly correlated, yes. I did rig rain and I did make CloudRig, yes. Screencast keys, please. If not, how are you changing brushes among add, subtract, and blur? I tried Control and Shift. Right, sorry, I didn't explain that properly. But first of all, again, screencast keys is currently broken on latest master. I don't know why. So I can't turn it on, sorry. But I switch between the add, subtract, and blur brushes with the 1, 2, 3 keys, just like in 2.79. And the way I do that is with an add-on that I have in a description called Easy Weight. So you can check out the README of that and you can see how it's set up. Why does every artist have like 5 versions of Blender on the taskbar? Nah, this is just 2 blenders. This is the Blender update script and this is Blender. But, geez, if you had seen Simon's computer, holy shit. He has like 20 blenders. And that's after I removed like 10 blenders. But I don't do that, okay? They're crazy, I'm not crazy. Okay, we have a hips bone, which is fine. What is this supposed to be parented to? To the thigh. Wait, you can parent bones in pose mode? Holy shit. No way. No, you cannot. What? Why does this exist? This button does absolutely nothing. Well, that's odd. Whatever. Ah. Okay, now we symmetrize. Does it symmetrize the rigify parameters? Yes, it does. And then we add the constraint on this called whatever, doesn't matter what it's called. But we want master spine hips to be a target. Def hips.l to be, excuse me, def hips.l to be a target, and def hips.r to be a target. 0.5 influence, 0.5 influence. And we want the form, oh yeah, and this should be cloud underscore copy. Create the form. Let's generate this mess, and I just realized that I forgot something, which was the thing that makes sure that this thing is parented correctly to str spine. Huh. Yeah, I guess. Interesting. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so what are they currently parented to? Oh dear. Right, the thigh. Yes, that makes sense. Yes, it does. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Jeez, I almost accidentally killed the stream. So now we want to make sure that this guy sticks to the top of the hips. And to do that, we could do a couple of things. I want to try it the weird way. That doesn't include a bone necessarily, which will be to prefix a constraint with tail dash, and then give it a parent. And then let's see if that works. It probably won't, but worth a shot. Is it generating? It is generating. I don't speak Russian, bro. Please keep chat in English. There you go. Look at this. So now we have a bendy bone here that does bendy stuff when we bend the leg, which is good. Bendy stuff, good. This is the goal. And you also see we have this bone in the center that is also doing something, which is also good. Okay, now I wanna go back on full screen on this. So we have our hip set up that we wanted. And now I want to actually want to come to frame 0 in my little animation here. Turn the IK off. And then keyframe all settings. So that then I can always see what happens when I bend the legs. Alright, so let's give these bones some weights and see if it makes it better or worse. And actually, okay, let's start with the middle guy, because that's gonna make the biggest difference. Well, I would say that's quite an improvement already. He got his butt back together. And it's always nice to have your butt in one piece. What a beautiful butt. Okay. Eek. Is this fine? I mean, it's still kind of rough. Wait, something is wrong. That shouldn't be scaling. Oh dear, maybe it should. What happens on Ellie? God damn it. Gotta turn the IK off. Where is that helper bone? There it is. It is shrinking. I guess an LED just happened to work. Okay. Then we'll just trial and error. But this is not the way. Maybe we can mess with the influences a bit. Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa. So maybe if this is less, no, that's not good. Then maybe if this is more. I don't think that helps them much either. I mean, correct smooth. There you go. This is fine. Didn't even need to change the settings of the correct smooth. This is totally fine, guys. I'm okay with this. I messed up my keyframes. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so now for this little guy. Now I know this already deforms fine, which is honestly maybe a reason to leave this as it is. Because especially with corrective smooth, it deforms surprisingly fine. I have accumulate off, don't I? That's why I had to just do so many freaking undos. So this is surprisingly fine indeed. Yeah, I'm tempted to just leave this. If it needs to be improved, then I can mess with these in the future. But for now, this is fine. Let's see about bending forward. The existence of this bone in the center also helps here. But it's still a big mess, because that's just how it is. Now for his butt, he does not have a whole lot of anatomy, which is a big mistake. What is this, Julian? Where is the man's butt? It's like one triangle. Come on, man. We need resolution here. Where's my subsurf? Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. We need all of the topology here. All of it. I am joking, of course. Not about my enthusiasm for butts, but we in fact do not need that much resolution for this particular butt. Oh well, it depends on what Pablo wants to animate with it, I suppose. I mean, this could be worse. Maybe. I am painting with corrective smooth. That's why things are going in random directions. Generally not a good idea. Is this really helping? What? I mean, this is fine. It's good enough. Hey, from Brazil, are you using Rigify? Yeah, kind of. I'm using my own extension of Rigify called CloudRig, but it is Rigify, although an unrecognizable version of it. But yes, it's in the description, I think. Should be. Yeah. Okay. I'm satisfied with this, whatever, it's good enough. Bend backwards. Why does accumulate keep turning? Hello? Something is broken with my tools. My accumulate button is not initializing to the correct value. It's fine for now. but I should take note of it. But I'm too lazy. Let's see how this looks with corrective smooth and subsurf. It's fine. And then the twist. Oof, oof. I mean, that's kind of bad. What the heck? I mean, so that's coming from this helper bone that I just added here, which helps a lot with bending forward and backward and sideways. But for the twist, it is doing some funky, funky stuff. Oh no. I mean, legs don't twist that much. Okay? They really don't. Oh boy. What a disaster. I mean, it looks really funny, but in what scenario would this actually happen? Never. That's my answer to you. Nobody asked for. I mean, look, if you're focusing right at his crotch when he's doing the weirdest movement that a human can do, then it looks really silly, right? So don't do that, and don't make him do that. Easy as that. And turn on corrective smooth. I'm sure it's going to make it better. Didn't. Whatever. I'm satisfied. I think hips are done. Bam. 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 And so in future, this would also get shape key treatment. But hey, even something like this works, which is pretty good. Definitely good enough for what we need right now, which is to make this rig barely functional. That's the goal. That's a very easy goal. I like that goal. God dang it. Where's accumulate? Come on. What? It's just broken. Blender. Why? Wait, no, it sometimes works, but some. What? Eh? Okay, something is broken. This is not how weight painting is supposed to work. And where's my undo? Jeez, wait, there we go. So accumulate is on, which should mean that I should be able to move my mouse here, and eventually these weights should become 1. That is not happening. Only reason that that wouldn't happen is if the vertex weights are locked, which they now aren't, because I just pressed unlock all, which I assume works. Also, I never locked the vertex group on this rig anyways. So as you can see, none of this is locked. What other way can there be for this to be broken? Ah, symmetry. God dang it. Everything's fine. Kind of. I wish Blender could account for that, but it's kind of specific and I don't exactly know how you would implement it. Because I am painting on both the left and right sides of the mesh at the same time with symmetry enabled. Of course it's not going to do what I expect it to do. Oh my god, I have friggin' corrective smooth on again. Don't paint with corrective smooth on. Don't do anything with corrective smooth on. Don't edit with corrective smooth on. Again, the knee, just like the elbow, has a lot of anatomy, so it will need some shape key shenanigans to be as good as possible. But we are not doing that today. In the future, we will. This knee is in totally wrong position. Like, Jesus, like what? What am I even doing with my life? Why is that knee over there? I guess it looked fine from the front, but that is not how knees work at all. Here I have a ton of questions. Then ask them, buddy. Feel free to ask questions. I will read the chat eventually. It might take 20 minutes, but I look at the chat every now and then. And I will answer all the things. Why is it wrong while you're looking down there, JK? So annoying when you try to do something and it don't work. Exactly, bro. Exactly. What's most annoying for me is you never know if it's your fault or Blender's fault, because not because Blender is bad, but because we always use the beta version of, or alpha version of Blender. So we get to test all the new stuff, and you never know if something is broken because it's being worked on, or if something is broken because you're doing it wrong. That's rough life, but it's actually fun in a way. In a way. Eek. I want to squash these vertices together as much as possible when the knee is bending, I guess. Sorry, I just got lost in imagination land, thinking about topology. Because the thing about the back of the knee is that it's very simple in terms of deformation, because it only bends on one axis, only in one direction. It's like the easiest part of the body in that sense. Which means it doesn't really matter if there's a ton of geometry there, because I can just fix it with the shape key. But the thing is, if you don't have much geometry here, if you don't have much anatomy, then it's even cheaper, because then you can just slap the weights there and just allow, like, imagine if this isn't there, and this isn't there, and this isn't there, you can just get this edge to collapse onto this and this, and it will be very nice without any extra hassle. But this is fine. We just need some shape key, just one or two shape keys in there. But maybe I'll try to make these weights a bit more noodly and see what happens. Maybe I'll save in this state, just so we can come back if I change my mind. Oh dear. Now I just wish that we had a good blur brush behavior, which we don't, which might make this painful. Why can't I see through the thing, by the way? That's supposed to be a thing, right? Maybe I'm crazy. No, yeah, that's not a thing. No, it's not. Oh, god damn it. Okay, so this is now big time noodly weights. I mean, yeah, that's not good. No. But hey, that was an attempt. So I believe what we had here was better. Yep. And then let's check this with corrective smooth and subsurf. Looks pretty good, I guess. Yep, good enough for me. Devs are on a whole other level. Oh yeah. I feel like it's just people who do thing professionally tend to be very impressive at thing, which is not necessarily obvious. And that's not to say that that's not impressive. Humans are impressive. Every single one of them. Except you. For shame. Oh, am I? And here I am painting with subsurf and corrective smooth, wondering why everything is slow and weird. Humans are fools, actually. Especially me. Let's see how this angle will go on a first attempt of weight painting. Bad. I mean, this part is still bad, but that's fine because that's gonna get smoothed out by corrective smooth and subsurf, the dream team. This could probably be better though. This is more important anyways because this is what happens when the character will crouch or anything like that. So we want to make this look good. The other leg is kind of getting in the way, but whatever. That's good enough. Let's see the toes, which gets us pretty close to the end. The toe bone is in a pretty bad spot, I think. Well, actually, he has shoes. We should look at his shoes. That's much more important than his toes, because where shoes bend is not necessarily the same. Shoe.L and R. Nah, still looks wrong. This guy should be slid forward a bit. Oh, but not like that. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I want to keep the pivot point of this bone closer to the surface of the shoe compared to the bottom, because it's gonna bend this way more often than this way. Even though that's not necessarily realistic, but cheap trick for good deforms, maybe. Well, we'll see. When you said expect me, I just realized that I am watching a guy do paid work which would arguably not even classify as entertaining. Instead of being productive, I am stupid. Gotta be a useful member to society, guys. Gotta... No, that's not true. Just gotta be happy. And everyone knows that more money means more happy, okay? Remember that. It's very important. How do I weight this goodly? It doesn't matter. We worry about the shoes when I transfer it. The toes don't matter at all. Let's try not to get lost in silly, irrelevant C's, which I am about to do because I am silly. I stopped before I got copyright striked. Maybe. What was that thing I said about not getting lost in irrelevancies? Yes. let's do that. Let's transfer the weights to the clothes and make them actually useful, which is gonna be the last part of what I do today. But it will take a while, so the stream will still go on for probably like an hour. What am I looking for? Shoe. Do I start with the shoes? Yeah, why not? Although, tell you what, I'm assuming these shoes are perfectly symmetrical, so I would much rather have a mirror modifier on this guy. Yep. Get rid of that one and just call this shoes. I think Julian won't kill me for that, and if he needs it to be asymmetrical later, then he can just apply the mirror. So this is fine. And this way I can just do this and do transfer mesh data vertex groups F9. So we need to transfer our weights from the base mesh to the shoes. We do that with this operator. Set this to all layers. It gets automatically set to match by name. And the vertex mapping that's actually good, I think, is this one. Yep, I think that's it. Projected face interpolated. Or was it nearest face interpolated? No. No, this is it for sure. Okay, that's it. And then the shoe. Well, that didn't work goodly at all. Not one bit. Huh. Let me try the other one then. So instead of projected face interpolated, try nearest face interpolated, please. That works. I think projected face interpolated is, I mean, first of all, it's an awkwardly shortened name for what could only be described otherwise as like a longer English sentence. But I think it's more precise, but that also means that the two meshes need to be more similar to each other. So for now, this is perfectly fine. Let's see. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. What? What do you mean, technology? Stop doing that. Open widget. Stream health error. I guess somebody's eating our internet. Sorry, guys. I don't know what to do about that. I'm just a rigger. Okay. What? Jesus. Why am I lagging? Because subsurf is on. Not good. Fine with that deformation. Now as for the shoe. Now we can see something that is relevant and meaningful. And maybe even fixable. With some luck. Oh boy. Okay. Now we might need some trickery here. So this is one mesh, and these things are a separate thing. And the edge loops on this thing don't align at all with the edge loops on that. Oh, they do. Except when they don't. Intercroissant. And they don't align at the part where it deforms, which is the important part. Do I want to put work on Julian Stable right now? Not particularly. I can certainly fix it myself. Wait. This is this, 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 this is this. This is this, this is this. Shit. Why do our characters need shoe patterns, man? Okay, I do not approve of this. For now, I'll try something which is gonna be useful anyways, I guess. And if that doesn't work, then I will put work on Julian Stable. And something that I'm trying is to only weight paint the base mesh of the shoe, or like the center part of the shoe. And then I will transfer the weights to the other bits and pieces, like the shoelaces and stuff. And the bottom of the shoe. And if that works, then great. And if it doesn't work, then we need to tweak the model, I think. We need corrective smooth in here. That helps. Bending up is more important anyways. Let's look at that. Do I want preserve volume on this? Yes. Nope. That's already with corrective smooth. Just give it more corrective smooth, you know? Bam. Now this is rigging. Look at that. It's a little bit spaghetti. Jesus Christ. Okay, not that much correctly smooth. But yeah, this is fine, I guess. Don't want to spend half a year on shoes. I spent like 10 minutes on these. Okay. Oh wait, and then I was gonna transfer that stuff to these guys. But I mean, the shoelaces don't seem like they're gonna be affected by the toes anyways. So maybe I just won't even bother. Yep. This is fine. I'll just leave the shoes like this. Oh, I wonder how the bottom ended up functioning now. If I hide the legs. I mean, it's bad. Let's just correctly smooth the hell out of that too. Why not? Jesus. What the? Okay, holy moly. What am I doing? Okay, no, that does not help at all. What am I doing? Why is this like this? Ah. Aha. Because preserve volume was not on. But it still doesn't help enough. Not quite. A problem for the future, I do believe. No, there is one more thing. There is one more hope. There is one more tool in my arsenal. Wait for it. We make a version of the shoe base without the subsurf. We set it to wireframe only so it's clear which one this is. I think we keep the correctly smooth. Then we come to this stuff. Not all of it though, I think only the bottom is what we want. So we take the bottom of the shoe. What's this thing called? Whatever. Bottom. then we slap surface deform on there, targeting that mesh without the subsurf. Bam. Yikes. I mean, this is fine. This actually works. Corrective smooth makes it worse, I guess. Yeah. So skip that. But hey, it works. We don't need to put work on Julian's table. It's beautiful. I'm happy. After this stream, do you know when the next one would be? I love to learn from watching you. Thank you. When is the next stream? Probably tomorrow. I'll just keep working on snow, I guess. Yeah, because well, tomorrow is likely, not 100%. It depends if he remains a priority for the studio, because right now he is. So right now the plan is that I would just work on him until I go on holiday, which is on Thursday. So I would work on snow today, tomorrow, and the day after. But if I can get the body functioning today, then that might change. So not entirely sure. Wow, this is great. You might be a pro. Yeah, I do believe that is accurate. Weight painting is hell. There is no hope. No, yes, but for the last 30 minutes, the stuff that I was struggling with was not the fault of weight painting. That was more just mismatching geometry, trying to deform together in a way that's impossible with weight painting. But it was possible with surface deform. So actually, yeah, if anyone is listening very passively, if you go back to when I figured out how to get the bottom of the shoe to deform nicely, you might learn a really awesome trick involving surface deform and a copy of the base of the shoe, which does not have subsurf. And the reason that's important is because surface deform breaks when the geometry of the target mesh changes. So if I just use the actual shoe, which will get subdivided on render, then the surface deform wouldn't work on render. It would only work in the viewport. So there you go. Surface deform is really, really good. It's also really, really fast, surprisingly so. So like I don't expect this to have a performance impact either. But anyways, next clothing piece is, let's make his pants. Let's finally hide his goodies or lack of. Poor lad. But hey, he's better off, am I right? Let's try projected face interpolated again just to see. I mean, that's fixable. Let's see what gives me the best results for the knees. This could be worse, I guess. Oh, these wrinkles are going to be a nightmare. Wait a minute. No. No. We ain't doing this. We gonna do smart instead of stupid. Or am I stupid? So here's the thing. I am considering doing the same trick with this as I just did with the shoe, except I would model my own deformer mesh that would be weight painted and deform these pants using surface deform, because it would be a lot easier to weight paint that helper mesh that I model compared to weight painting these wrinkles, because these wrinkles have too much detail and weirdness. but it's kind of treading the line because it's not that bad. Like the resolution of the wrinkles is almost the same as the resolution of the flat areas. But like I know that when I try to use the blur brush on this, it's gonna be a disaster. Yeah, I think I am gonna be much better off with a helper mesh here. Let's do it. So, to make that helper mesh, I'm gonna grab his legs. How much of his legs, though? Ah, shit. Okay, this will be a bit experimental. But let's try to grab just... No. We'll take the whole thing. Waist down, everything. This much. Then we separate this. And then we simplify some of our topology here. So like I mentioned with the knees, something like this. What? I should also rename this, move this to my helper collection, and remove materials from this. And also set it to wireframe display. Well, maybe I should do it later. Maybe we can keep the knee resolution, whatever. I'm more worried about this back area and the wrinkles that are there on the pants. Okay. So the question though is gonna be, how much of the pants do I actually want deformed by the surface deform as opposed to the armature modifier? That is something we'll figure out on the fly. Surface deform. And also how surface deform and armature combine together, because I'm pretty sure that's possible. Maybe. But I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I remember I tried on settlers, but I think I failed. Ah, this is shit. Target contains concave polygons. Ah. Wait, there's a mask. Be gone. Subdivision corrected smooth. Well, I want to keep the corrected smooth. This should work. Yes, so if you get an error, you can just slap a triangulate modifier on it if it's not important. Okay, so this is now deforming entirely from the surface deform modifier, and it's not very impressive so far. But and maybe it never will be. I probably should have taken a look at the wrinkles that I'm going to be dealing with in advance, because all that weight painting I did on the knees and the hips is probably not going to be usable. But we'll see. Is this keyframe doing anything? No, it's not. Why does it exist? Okay, this is fine. So let's try weight painting our helper mesh, except we can't see it. Well, I'm not super impressed with the results here, to be honest with you. I think the solution is going to be this. We forgot about it. Boop. Transfer weights by nearest. We enable preserve volume. And we will just make this good with the shape key one day, but not today. Let's see the hips. Yikes. Yikes. Not looking too good. Oh, wait, this is even from the original. Oh. Yikes. Wait. What? Didn't I just fix this? Well, now it's fixed again. So let's transfer the weights again. Better? Much better. Okay, maybe it wasn't a waste of time, because the hip is actually looking pretty alright. Yep, I like it. I mean, the pocket is touching a bunch, but this is not something I would worry about right now for the initial stages. And then there's this middle bit, which is not acting too good. That I wouldn't mind smoothing out a little bit real quick. But this is where the blur brush is gonna fail me, because the density of this mesh is different. Or well, I guess just yeah. Not square-shaped faces, and therefore the blur brush is confused. Okay, wait. No, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Everything is awesome when you get copy striked. Right. Oh wait, I didn't check this yet. It's good enough. Does correctly smooth help with any of this? Not really. A little bit. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Next, shirt. I would expect this to work pretty well. The transfer of the weights, that is. It could be worse, I guess. You can extend the mask by one face or one edge loop on the arms. Not by another one though. And then maybe here as well. Make it a bit more generous to us. Let's see if that works with the back though. Yep. This should be able to go away as well. This not, but this, yes. As well as this. That's pushing it. So I'm just trying to hide as much of his mesh underneath the clothing as possible to minimize the opportunities for intersection. And I think that's about all I got. But then of course we gotta make sure that it still works in motion. And up to a certain point it does. And that's all I need. Hello, if we are following along, can we skip weight painting for now and just focus on building out the entire rig and weight paint at the very end? Yeah, sure, I suppose you can. Yeah, why not? I mean, people's spines don't bend like this, so this is fine. So we have a shirt, we have pants, we have shoes. We're doing pretty good. I think, though, before I give this to animators, they should at least have eyeballs, you know? Because that's pretty cheap to do, and it can give them something to do with the face, even if it's very little. So I'm gonna call this snow.eyes, and then I'm gonna have snow.eyes.render and snow.eyes.viewport, because we have separate eye setups, just like we had on rain for this style of eyes. So the render ones will only be available on the render. I'll just remake these white dots to be at the center of the iris. Oh dear, what is that axis? Plonk. Okay, so the viewport eyes are going to consist of the eye dots and, well, the eyes, and the render eyes, I don't care. However, the eye dots are actually in both the render and the viewport. So there we go. And they are not parented, that's fine. We will fix it in a second. So I want to rig these properly, so I'm just gonna object parent to the rig. Actually, well, I guess I could do armature deform and then we get the armature modifier. If you want after the mirror. Perfect. And then let's add a couple of eye rigs. So I'll just add the bone, scale it down with Ctrl Alt S on the weird axis, the thickness. Then I'm gonna snap the eye bone to the center, the biggest edge loop of the eye mesh. And then I snap the front or the tail of the bone to the center vertex of the front of the eye, like this. Then we want some consistency on the orientation of this eye, with something at least. Whether it's Ellie or rain is a good question though. Probably rain. But just for the hell of it, Ellie is X up. So like this. But let's see rain. And rain is X up as well. Perfect. So X up is the way. We name this I.L. We parent it to the head. Ah! Why doesn't my mouse keep landing on connected? Might be my fault. Then we assign cloud aim as the rig type. We enable create deform and create sub control. And the sub control will be for the I dot, and then I symmetrize this, and we well, wait a minute, before we generate. In fact, before we symmetrize, let me undo. I want to come to the bone organization panel. Oh, I need to generate the rig first. Fine, I'll generate the rig once. Is the rig going to be animated by one of Blender animators? Like, hi, my name is Amy. Yes, it's going to be animated by at least Pablo, who is the one who animated my name is Amy clip. And it might also be animated by Rick, maybe even Hjalti, who knows. Depends on what people have on their to-do lists. I guess that's obvious, but what I mean is depends on how busy people are. Which I guess is also obvious, but point is, yes, it will be animated by the studio animators, yes. Hopefully. What am I looking for? The control, yeah, no, none of this. I just want to make sure that the things are on a face layer, which does not exist. So let's create it. Number 4 is usually face. Wait, not that number 4, but the other number 4. We start at 0. So now we have a face layer, and I want the, not this one, aim group target control to be on face, and we can also have a face secondary, which can be underneath it, which is number 19. Yep. Oh, and perfect. Okay, so the aim target controls are going to be on the face layer, and the aim root is going to be on the face secondary. But I think I didn't even enable the aim root, but maybe later on I will. Okay, so now that that's ensured, I symmetrize and generate again. Hi from Venice. Nice. Greetings. All right, so we have an eye bone. We have another eye bone for the highlight. And they're a bit big. Let me make them a little bit smaller. Come on. There you go. So they each have a deform bone. And this one is called def-i.l. So I'm gonna just create that vertex group manually. And the mirror modifier wants to wait. Oh, right, and then we just want to have the .r vertex group existing. There we go. The eye is working. And the same idea with this guy, except the bone name is slightly different. Because it is eye_highlight. .l and .r. There we go. That's working, that's working, that's working, that's working. Great. That's not. Why not? I know why not. And I know why I'm gonna need a root bone. So I need to enable create root on these eye rigs and regenerate because, and I should have done something else as well, because I need to parent the root bone of the eye rig to the head deform bone so that it follows it properly. So in here I can just put def head, which is what I forgot last time. Go. That should do it. Will it be free in the last rigging stream or after Pablo animated? After the animators have tested it thoroughly and we made sure that it's actually good. So I think after the last stream, it's probably not going to be the final form of the rig. It's just more likely going to be the initial form, and then there's going to be a whole lot of back and forth that I don't think I'll be able to stream. But I mean, we'll see. How do I want to do this? Because the thing with that is, like, as I get feedback on the rig, I tend to just, like, I'm working on something, I get a piece of feedback on the rig, I spend 5 minutes working on the rig to fix that specific thing that I've been told about, and then I go back to working on something else. So, I mean, that could still be streamed, but it would be a different stream. It wouldn't be a rigging stream, it would be just a me at work stream. Which, I mean, I'm sure you guys would still enjoy that, but it might be a bit too stressful on my poor voice cords and my poor dry mouth. That water has been sitting there for a few weeks. Oh shit. Ugh. Ooh, that was a mistake. Oh. Oof. I just drank a kilogram of dust. Delicious, delicious dust. I need the skill inheritance on this to be, I guess, average. Well, let's try it. Well, let's try it in a quicker way. So, in case the animators wanted to squash his head, which I don't know if they will, how do we want the hair to react? Like this, or like this, or like this? It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Doesn't make a whole lot of a difference. I prefer average because it's the cleanest in terms of maths. Let me clean this mess up. Let's rig the base of this hair thingy to the head, I think, so that you can do something like this. Which seems fun. And then let's mask out the back of the head. Oops. A bit too much. Arc. That's better. All right. I mean, that neck is driving me crazy, but we've got a functioning body. I think. Yikes. How many streams you guess you need to finish the rigging? It's a good question. For the face, it's hard to say. Because with the face I want to maybe experiment a bit. I mean, yeah. Yeah, the face is gonna be experimental, so it could happen that I spend like 2 streams rigging the face for 2 days and then I just delete the whole thing. So, yeah, not sure. It also depends on how that feedback thing goes that I was mentioning earlier. Because, for example, if I get a lot of feedback with like low urgency, which I think is unlikely. I think it's gonna be everything is gonna be urgent because everything is always urgent. Then I could just collect all that feedback and fix everything in one go on a stream. I don't think that's gonna happen though. So yeah, I'm not sure. And then so I could also of course spend probably an entire stream on making body shape keys, which I guess could be interesting. But I actually really hate doing that. Like just the whole process of creating shape keys is a nightmare. Oh shit, I didn't fix this. Okay, this is important. But it's also kind of an easy fix, I reckon, because I can already see what's wrong. This leg chain is not straight. Boom. Now it is, but now it's totally misaligned. You win some, you lose some, you know? So I'm assuming this happened because I wanted to push this in the middle, but this looks totally wrong. What have I done here? I wish this silly arrow wasn't in my face right now. God dang it. That's my own doing. But anyways, let's just move this out arbitrarily. And then press this flatten button again. I'm okay with this. Now we just need to fix these. Yep. That should be it. Sorry if I should have explained that in more detail. The IK was solving the knees in a way where they were looking in a random direction because the chain wasn't flat on a plane in the first place. It was already bending towards that direction. So the IK just made it bend even more towards that direction. So now that that is no longer the case, it's just beautiful. You have nice forward facing thingy, IK thingy technology stuff. That's a rig, man. It's rigged. Let's try something funny for the end. Oh, but I don't have sprite fright. Ah. I wanted to bring in the animation from SpriteFry, like from a random shot, and apply it to this rig, because the bone names should match, I think. Yeah, I think the bone names should be an exact match to SpriteFry. So you could take like an alley animation and slap it on here. But sadly, I don't think I have the SpriteFry repository on this computer, so no fun allowed. But hey, all right, that is it for today. We rigged Snow, well, his body, and his eyes, and his hair. So not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, this of course would have to be a lot better, much more polished in some areas for it to be like production ready. Well, that's not true. For it to be render ready, like production ready is this. You know, you can start doing something with this. You can start producing something. You just can't render it. It's gonna be ugly. But yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you to everyone who joined in. I hope some of you got something out of this, I guess. Yeah, have a good night or good day. It's dark now here.